Hi, and welcome back to another season, season 8 and episode 85. And I have to say, I'm really excited about hitting 100 episodes soon. So stick with me for that. We'll do something to celebrate, not sure what. Welcome back. I say this every time, it's hard to believe that we're on another season, so season 8 now. And this season, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting some questions to you. So, in these short solo episodes, I'm going to give you a question, maybe a couple of questions for you to think about so that you can start making the changes you need for your business and your life. I was recently in Orange in New South Wales for an event called The Huddle. Unfortunately, it was the last one. They've run it for 5 years, and that was the first one I'd been to, and the last one that I'll be going to. And it was great. There was over 550 women there, and it was so inspiring, not only to listen to the speakers, but also to be in a room with so many amazing women who are running businesses and to listen to what they were saying, to hear pitches about their business. And I got the opportunity to stand up in front of over 550 women and pitch my business as well, which felt really good. There was some nerves, a little bit of anxiety, but mainly I wanted to stay true to myself in terms of what I want for my business. And that is to increase my visibility and raise awareness of burnout prevention. And I also gave a little plug for my upcoming book. So, whilst I was in Orange, I had hit my goal that I'd set myself, my word goal of 40,000 words. I hit that goal a week early. And then on the 31st of May, I finished the full first draft, aka shitty first draft, of my book. So I'm really excited about that. What I'm going to do now is step away from it for a few days and then come back and start the process of reading through and doing the first edits. And then work on the process of getting this book published and out into the hands of as many women as I can. So I've got a book waitlist and I'll share the link in the show notes. So if you want to be on the waitlist for the book, jump on there. I'll be sharing updates along the way, maybe giving some sneak peeks and maybe even asking for some input. And also when you're on that waitlist, there's going to be an opportunity to become part of my first readers club. So check out the show notes, click on the link, and come and join me on the wait list and join in the excitement and the anticipation of the upcoming book. One of the things that happened when I was in Orange was I was due to fly to Sydney to see a dear friend and colleague on Monday night. I'd booked an apartment with a little balcony overlooking the harbour, and I didn't know when I'd booked it, but Vivid was on. Now, this is an event in Sydney where they light up the Opera House, they light up lots of buildings, and there's a lot going on. So I was really, really looking forward to going and staying in the hotel and having a wander around Sydney Monday night and then catching up with my friend and colleague on Tuesday and discussing business ideas and generally having a lovely catch up. Unfortunately, due to the weather in Orange and in Sydney, my flight was cancelled. So I rebooked for a 6 a.m. flight and that was cancelled as well. So there was lots of uncertainty for me and wondering, when will I be able to fly? Will I be able to see my friend? Will I be able to get home in the next couple of days? Now, ultimately, I did get home, but it meant that I missed out on my trip to Sydney for the day. And there was lots of messages about my flight being cancelled or my flight being delayed. And this became quite stressful. Now, I'm an autistic woman, I have ADHD. Sometimes chaos I can thrive in. But with things like that, it was actually making it really quite hard for me. So I had to really think about, what do I need for myself? What's going to be helpful for me to take care of my nervous system and not get too overwhelmed? So some of the things I did was actually make sure I was reaching out for the help I needed. Now, a few years ago, that would have been much, much harder, but it's been something I've practiced and realized the benefit in asking for help. Now, asking for help isn't a weakness. It takes a lot of strength and courage. So the first thing I'd ask you to think about is, Where do you need help in your life and business? What are some things you would really benefit from if you allowed yourself to ask somebody else to help you? So that's question one. So I did ask for the help. I had a wonderful woman, Nerida, at Orange Airport, who was amazing. She was so helpful, so supportive. And I ultimately had to shift one of my flights from Sydney to Brisbane as well. And she did all that for me, made sure my luggage would go all the way through from Orange to Brisbane and that I would be able to get my flight okay. And then I managed to get home. Certainly missed my friends in Orange, the wonderful activities and events that I was going to, but gee, it was nice to be home. Sometimes traveling feels great, and sometimes it can feel difficult. Or you can just get to a point. I was away for about 10, 11 days, so I was ready to be home, sleeping in my own bed, right? How good does that feel when you've been away? Although, when I was staying with my friend, I have to say they had a very comfortable bed and a very, very gorgeous dog for me to play with. So I was very happy there. With that experience, it meant that when I got home, I really took a look at my diary. That had been a lot for my nervous system. I'd been away for a long time, I'd been lots of different events. I had been around a lot of people, which is not the norm for me. And then having all the challenges and changes of my flights and getting home. So I looked at my diary and asked myself, what is essential that I do over the next few days, over the next week? And what is something or some things that I can either cancel or reschedule or do a bit differently? So I did an audit of my calendar and changed what I needed to change. And again, I know this can feel really difficult. People can get caught up in the guilt. Am I letting people down? Am I going to look flaky? Is this going to cause problems? Am I just leaving more work for myself at a later date? Now, what I'd say to that is, in my experience, when I've reached out to make changes with people, more times than not, people have responded with, oh my gosh, that actually works really well for me because that means I can go and do ABC. And even if they don't, it is okay for you to take care of your own needs. It's not just okay, it's essential. In terms of just pushing things down the track and then you'll have more to do, the point there is you're going to be doing those things at a time when perhaps you've got more energy, you're feeling more resilient. For me, there was no point in trying to push through everything because that would just lead to me feeling worse for longer. So, my second question to you is, what are some things that you could either cancel or reschedule or do differently for yourself so you can take care of your own well-being? And as you think about this, I want you to notice what shows up. What sort of thoughts or feelings or bodily sensations start to show up for you? And can you just be curious about those? Pay attention to the thoughts. And are they coming from a place of self-criticism? Are they coming from a place of threat? Or are they coming from a place of wisdom and self-compassion? And over this season 8, we're going to look more at these different questions and how we can navigate these things for ourselves so that we can take care of ourselves really well. Because I really do believe if you thrive, your business will too. I hear so many women, so many people talk about feeling burnt out, labeling themselves as people pleasers. And we want to shift that narrative. I want you to be thriving. I want you to be enjoying what you're doing. And I want you to be creating a business that fits in with the life that you want. So we're going to leave it short for this first episode back. It's so lovely to be back with you. I'll have another episode for you next week. And I've got some guest episodes. We've got a couple of people they're already recorded and ready to go. So that's really exciting. And I look forward to telling you more about who they'll be soon. In the meantime, go well and go gently with yourself. And check out the show notes. Come and join me on the book wait list. And I look forward to seeing you again next week. Bye.